Now, your top 7 at 7.
We are staying on top of a number of major stories for you tonight. Here's your top 7 at 7. Spirit Airlines bracing for a possible shutdown. A financial rescue deal with the Trump administration fell through, but the president says the government may still step in. The budget-friendly carrier could halt operations as early as this weekend. The funeral for Representative David Scott is tomorrow at 11 a.m. A memorial service was held today at the state capitol. Scott represented parts of Metro Atlanta in Congress since 2003, and before that he served for 2 decades in the Georgia Senate. Tomorrow, MARTA will officially move to its new fare system called Better Breeze. It will allow riders to tap to pay to get on a train or a bus. MARTA says the change will improve safety and reliability, but that there could be some growing pains. Crews in South Georgia have made more progress in the fight against 2 major wildfires. As of tonight, the Pineland Road fire is 40% contained. The Highway 82 fire, 45% contained. DeKalb County is raising its minimum wage from about $17 an hour to $19. The change impacts government workers. Leaders say the move puts DeKalb County among the highest-paying public employers in Metro Atlanta. The trial for a woman charged in a 2022 Midtown shooting spree is almost over. Prosecutors say Raisa Kenye killed 2 people out of anger. Her defense says she's not guilty by reason of mental insanity. Closing arguments start Monday. Rain over North Georgia overnight and into your Saturday morning. The good news, it should be gone by the early afternoon tomorrow. After the rain moves out, we will have a quiet, pleasant rest of the weekend. We can't complain about any rain at this point, right? That is your top 7 at 7. For more on all of these stories, download our free Atlanta News First app.